Before we proceed with the video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you, so if you were to look in the description right now, you will see I have provided chapters. If you just want to skip ahead to certain parts, such as the weapons and the tools, or if you only care about the collection continuations, it's all on display in the description, so feel free to go ahead and take a look at that. And with that, good day, Rust Skin Enjoyers. I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Rust Workshop Skin Checks. Yes, over the past weekend, and as of Monday, we received a lot of very interesting skins. Get a good look at this, it's a little teaser, get a good look at that. So, what's the main focus of the video? Basically, we're here to identify all the collection continuations. Please understand this, with future Rust stores, if we were to see collection continuations being accepted, well, you'd normally see the pre-existing skins from the same collection have a bit of a spike in demand and a spike in price. We'll be using the likes of SCM.app to help us visualize if we could potentially invest into those collections and walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. Does that sound good? Is that all understandable? Thank you very much then. Right, so, you're probably sitting there wondering, what's this, a followed authors list? How have you managed to get all these skins nice and presentable for you? Well, if you were to look at the top right of this video right now, look at the top right corner, you'll see a special card has appeared. If you were to click it, it'll navigate you to a specially prepared video, which will showcase to you the various different ways in which you can build up your own followed authors list. So feel free to go ahead and take a look at that. Cool. Right. So, if we could just quickly go over to here, we got the brand new top picks list. We did discuss all of these skins the previous week. Of course, there were some early picks, of course, last week as well. All the skins we look at are the ones that are literally just appeared. We're always wanting to be potentially the first people to make a move and make an investment based on, well, you never know, certain collection continuations might happen. But at the very least, please consider looking at this batch of skins, because by default, these are the skins you should expect to be picked from full Rust stores. And don't forget, if you want to get a much better look, please consider watching that German guy's actual video showcasing the skins. So thank you very much there, Mr. TGG. Right, let's now hop over to here. This is the newest batch of skins for the week. We have 94 skins. If I happen to miss any of them, skin creators, please point that out. I'll make sure to show them off in future videos just in case. My apologies if I happen to miss anyone. There's quite a lot of skins and there's quite a lot to discuss. So shall we jump in? Shall we start off with the deployables? Sorry, that was a bit weird. Anyway, let's get started. Before we proceed, look at the description right now. If you want to get a link to this collection, it will be in the description, so click that now. If you want to go through that in your own time, by all means, go ahead. It's up to you, I don't mind. But if you want to listen to me as I slowly go through all of them, sit back, relax, let's get started with the deployables. First up, we got some rug skins, starting off with the likes of the Spring Leafs rug produced by Shino. Get a good look at this. So it's not like fully white, you know, but it's like frosted tips on all the leaves of the grass and the weeds. Pretty nice, pretty comfy, and if you like what you see, please, by all means, please consider voting yes or no, and if you really happen to like it, why not even suggest, you know, going over here and offering a nice little comment. You know, say something nice. Give them some support. Keep them nice and motivated. Keep wanting to put out very nice creative designs in the future. But if you don't happen to like the skin that much, why not offer some nice constructive feedback, you know? Be nice, concise, and straight to the point, and you never know. If that skin isn't accepted, maybe they might want to do a version 2 in the future, and maybe just maybe they'll read into the feedback you gave them, incorporate that into the version 2, and you never know. Maybe that gets accepted in the future. So, just point that out. So best of luck to you, Mr. Shino. Let's move on to the next skin. And what do we have right here? It is the return of the Porcelain collection. You might remember last year we had a good few Porcelain deployable skins being produced. Only 2 of them were accepted. The year before that we also had the Furnace, but just wanted to point out that last year we were developing a very cool looking Porcelain collection. Now this was one of the skins that unfortunately wasn't accepted. But Vase, after a year, after his recent Shadowborn deployable skins being very successful, he thought, you know what, I want to take a break from that. I want to return to this. And look at that. It's as good as I remembered it. That right there is the Porcelain rug, which does glow in the dark, if we could show that to you right now. And look at that. Now, not too long ago, we had that Respawn Allegory Fresco rug, also made by Vase, and that was a piece of art. But look at that right there. That is spectacular. I'm sorry if it sounds a bit biased, but come on now, look at that. That's amazing. You'd want that as a mouse mat. You'd want that on your own wall, wouldn't you? So, we've discussed this before, and we'll go over and remind ourselves of the Porcelain collection. I've spelled it incorrectly. on Hedge. But let's remind you of the Porcelain collection. So, this started off as a batch of weapons, then it turned into a batch of armour. Never got those hoodie and pants, did we? But later on, we got the likes of the furnace, the large box, and the garage door. And well, if we potentially could see that rug skin being accepted, I can't help but assume these will spike them on, spike in price. Not so much the armour and the weapons, more specifically the deployables. So let's isolate it just to that. Yes, I do think the garage door, the large box, and the furnace will have a nice bump in demand, and well, a bump in price. Now, would it be huge? I don't think so. Please also take this into consideration. If this does get accepted and you're expecting even more porcelain deployables to be produced, well, that means Vase will be juggling between Shadowborn and porcelain, and that might not work out super great. We shall see. So we'll find out. Plus, you know, he's working with two different people in each collection. So in this one, I think he's working with Lynx. And of course, in Shadowborn, he's working with Cubists. So who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, you can clearly see this is a pretty well-produced collection already. And just to get the point across, last year, we had the likes of the rug skin, the sheet metal double door, and the single sheet metal door. And they weren't accepted. It was surprising to us, but sometimes it is what it is. Face punch decides, and well. So yeah, if you happen to like this design, if you approve of it, if you really like it, if you want that on your wall, along with all the other porcelain skins, well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Vase and Lynx. Wonderful piece of art. And yes, he's updated it a fair bit. So, do you reckon this is going to work out very well? I'll sit here and tell you this. This is the most supported skin out of all the skins we're going to be looking at today. And I'll prove that at the end of the video. So, best of luck to you, Vase and Lynx. Let's see if that works out well. And yes, if that is to be accepted, I can't help but assume those deployable skins will be bumping up a fair bit. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Rolling on down, we have the likes of these furnace skins, a sleeping bag, and some small boxes. So, let's jump in. We got ourselves a Gilded Lion Furnace, produced by Chris. Get a good look at this. Yep. Nice open mouth. Looking pretty sinister. He just needed some courage. Well, it's burning inside him now. So if you happen to like what you see here, please, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Chris. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have here? Well, this one's a lot different. This is a comfy little panda produced by Firefly and Anetta. Get a good look at that. In the bamboo forests. Well, I mean, I don't really see any bamboo. Wait, do you reckon Rush should have bamboo? Maybe that might be the new biome. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, cute little panda, cute panda furnace. If you like this, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two, Firefly and Anetta. Next up, what do we have right here? It's the Camo Fauna sleeping bag. Get a good look at this. Looking pretty nice. And, well, you know what? Probably the perfect camouflage to put in those wooded areas. Doesn't glow in the dark, which is nice. You might notice all the animals on here. The bear, the pig, the deer. That's pretty sweet. So, if you like what you see, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, yeah. Right, what do we have going on here? It's the small boxes. Jimmy Tedeschi and Nolfut, they've done Goldstone. So, hold on a second. You're in the midst of doing Polished Obsidian and Blackstone, and now you're deciding to do another one? Come on now, stick to what you already have. You haven't made a Polished Obsidian small box and a Blackstone small box. If that gets accepted, that means you're going to be juggling 3 different things, and that's just going to be a whole big mess. Come on now. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see, if you like gold, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have right here? Chameleon. Right, just to point out, this is not part of the Chameleon collection that we already have. This is a separate, isolated Chameleon small wood box. This is produced by Sun Art. Lovely little piece of work right there. If we scroll down, we can see the progression of their art, looking ever so nice. If only I could draw like that, but yeah. Very nice, very comfy, and if you approve of this, a glow-in-the-dark Chameleon small box, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sun Art. And what do we have going on here? Why, it's another collection continuation. So, I was expecting it, and it's happened. We now have the sheet metal small box. The sheet metal base small box, I should clarify. So, Mr. 38 has just gone ahead and produced that, and we now have Potential and Horizon, a full collection. Just to remind you, the wood base box was the original, but it wasn't accepted. Stone base came out afterwards and was accepted. Then he immediately skipped over to the high quality metal one. That got accepted. So if we see this potentially working out quite alright, that's nice. And if we do potentially have a complete the sets. Maybe the wooden one might appear for that. Also, Mr. 38, are you going to make like a shack, a shelter one? We'll see. That'd be interesting. It'd have to have a lot of holes in it, wouldn't it? But it would make sense. Anyway, so we got the sheet metal base box. Let's go over to here. Let's go remind ourselves. When did the other base box come out? Wasn't it literally last week or 2 weeks ago? Hedge is having to remember. No, it was definitely last week. All right, then. Cool. So, unfortunately, that high quality metal base box isn't doing super great. And this is where I've definitely questioned this. So, in theory, if we have all of those skins accepted, yes, you'd have a collection, but they're all small boxes. Do you understand the potential problem there? Are they going to be appreciated altogether, or are they going to be competing with each other for your love, for your attention? Do you get what I mean? So the point I'm trying to get across is, it actually might negatively affect all of them with having multiples. Because it might get to a point where you're like, I don't really want to bring all of these out. I'm just going to pick out my favourite one. And then if everybody decides on which one's the best one, then all the other ones might suffer. I'm not joking. This very likely could happen. And with the current position that the high-quality base box is currently sitting at, with less sales overall, there's more quantity compared to the original one here, and it's down bad, but that one's doing all right. Do you get what I mean? It's silly, isn't it? So, this might turn into a bit of a problem. I'm sitting here and I'm saying I don't think it's going to help each other out. I think it is actually going to be a situation of we'll end up with all 4 boxes being accepted and they won't help each other out. They'll be against each other. They'll be competing for your love. And, well, it could very much end up with all of them in the negative. I'm not joking. So feel free to comment your thoughts in regards to that. At the end of the day, you can sit here right now and say which one do you prefer currently between the likes of the stone base box and the high quality metal base box, and then we'll probably start figuring out which one's going to be the overall favourite. Either way, at the end of the day, it could turn into a fun little collection, and not everybody's going to be thinking the same way. Some people actively might want to have all of the boxes out. You got a comfy little set right here, and if you're a fan of this, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. 38, but I don't think it's good for investing, so I'm probably going to avoid that. So yeah, just one now. Cool. So let's scroll down over to here. We immediately have another collection continuation, and then we have some sheet metal doors and another collection continuation out of that as well. So what do we immediately see right here? We have the First Contact large box. So quite some time back, Sad Happy got their first ever skin accepted, that being the First Contact garage door. Pretty cool design with the UFO, the starlight, a nice comfy little neon design. Let's go remind ourselves of First Contact, because it's only one skin. It's only one skin. So let me just remind you, here we are, and how are you currently holding up? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you've done a very good job of retaining your value, but considering with the amount of garage doors we've seen so far this year, and the designs of them, it's not surprising. So far, only 65 quantity on the Steam market. That's alright. On average, every Ruskin on the Steam market has about 100 quantity, on average. That's below average, so that's pretty okay. And if we actually look at the listings, you got 1111, 12, 4, 1121, 166, 5, 4. It's not thick. It doesn't have a lot of resistance, but is it going to be enough with just one extra skin? So let's just quickly remind you, this sold for $2.49 in our store, and right now it's only selling at $1.62, so it's obviously lost in value. However, as I pointed out, we don't have that much resistance. Things could easily potentially turn around for this if we were to see an actual collection develop out of it. Now, I will point this out, it's not like Sad Happy hasn't tried. We had the garage door, then the sheet metal door, then the armour door, then the large box now. These two weren't accepted. It's unfortunate, but just got to point that out. So if you're feeling confident, if you're thinking, I feel like this is going to be the one, this is finally going to get started now, all right, by all means, fine, go for it, vote for it. Buy the skins as well, buy the garage doors. But to be safer, I'd rather wait it out a little bit more. I know. But at the end of the day, if you like this design and if you'd like to see more of it, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sad Happy. Let's see what happens next, all right? Okay, let's move on to the next skin. And what do we have right here? Greenhouse Metal Door. This is produced by Kieran Stranger Sailor. Get a good look at this. Got all the vines growing all over it and whatnot. And, someone really ought to go get the clippers, give it a good little haircut. Cut it all off. But yes, if you like this design, if you like decrepit and abandoned buildings designs, well, this might be the skin for you. Best of luck to you too. Let's move on to the next skin. And don't forget, please consider voting yes or no. Right, what do we have here? It's the Watcher of Doom. Right, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you might be pushing it with the Lord of the Rings here, Falco and Alloy. Watcher of Doom, Come on now. I'm just saying, you're really pushing it. With the eyeball as well, you're really pushing it. You're really pushing it. Of course, it's the Eye of Sauron and Mount Doom. You know what I'm on about. You know what it is. So, you know, you gave it a reasonably good enough name to not, like, directly potentially get in trouble, but I think you still might just about get in trouble with that. I don't know. I'm not in charge of checking for DMCA and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's a pretty cool looking design. Glows in the dark, looks very sinister, and if you like that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. I should point out there is a second version, which, oh wait, hang on a minute, that's the Wait, 8-bit version. Okay, they both glow, but this one's the 8-bit version. Okay, yeah, sure, alright then, whichever one you like, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Falcon Alloy, and let's see what happens in the likes of this. Right, moving on, what do we have? It's the Moonguard Sheet Metal Door, produced by Pabcarl and Universe Kid. Get a good look at that sinister looking owl. Look at the eye glow. Look at it, it's awesome. That's a very lovely piece of art right there. Good stuff, look at that, that's pretty. That's cool. Do you like it? Well, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. That is a lovely looking owl right there, guys. Let's see if this works out, because I know you're trying to build up a collection, aren't you? You have the garage door, the furnace. Keep at it, and if it doesn't work out well, wait a little bit later on and then do a version 2, resubmit them, because I feel like that can work out very nicely, but face punch decides, and it's been... Anyway, at the end of the day, if you like it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have going on over here? Kizaru with the Old Nature Metal Door. Now, he's made a few versions of these. This is the version 3. Glows ever so nicely. Very pretty. Very calming. Very nice. Very chilled out. Do you like it? Do you approve of it? Well, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Kizaru. Let's move on to the next skin, and this is a collection continuation. So I'm sure many of you are well aware of the Soullight double doors that we... No, it was an Armour door, you idiot. With the Soullight Armour door being accepted quite some time back, and unfortunately, they haven't retained their value very well. But I've got to get this point across. With Armour doors, based on their UV maps and whatnot, you can have two separate sides. AKA, you got the nice light side, and you got the devilish, sinister, dark side on the other side. However, when it comes to sheet metal doors, you can only have one. You can only have one. So this is only the light side. Personally, I think they should have released both versions and let Face Punch pick from them. But I will just point this out. We very likely could end up with two separate sheet metal doors. So this is the light version. Next one potentially will be the dark, sinister version. And let's see if this actually gets accepted. Like, at the end of the day, do you like that design? Are you a fan of that? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no, and we will talk more about the actual collection in a second. Glows in the dark very nicely, but the point is, that's only the light side. So literally, on the other side of this door, you will see that it's just flipped. It's just flipped. So we don't have the dark side. Very bad, unfortunately. Right, let's go quickly remind ourselves of that armoured door, because unfortunately, as I did say, it has suffered. It's gone down by about, half. Wow. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay. So, look at that. 55 quantity. Oh my. But still down very bad, unfortunately. Sold for $4 all the way down to here, with quite a lot of listings going all the way down to that price. Not looking very pretty. But if we do potentially see this turning into a deployable collection, maybe things might work out quite alright. On the horizon, we could see two sheet metal doors to accompany this, if they were to be accepted. But the point I will sit here and say is, we need more. We need more than just one extra deployable skin. Yes, you very likely will see this get bought out, but I don't think it'll last for too long. So, I will sit here and say, by all means, I hope to see more of this. Double doors, please. Double armoured doors. Double sheet metal doors. Give it a shot. But it's not like they haven't tried. If I go back over to here, if you can just quickly remind us of the likes of the armoured double doors from, about a week back. Try for sheet metal double doors. Try for a rug. Try for a furnace. Do what you can. See what happens. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. But in terms of, do I want to invest into the collection, or rather just the armoured door? Personally, I want to wait until there's more skins that have been accepted. So that's my answer. Right then, so just to also point out, there is in fact a transparent version as well. We've had two transparent sheet metal doors in the past, Brutalist and Bombshell. Will we potentially see more or will it just, if it were to be picked, are they just going to, is Facepunch just going to pick the standard Sheepman Adore one? We shall see. So just pointing it out, there was a transparent version. Cool. So let's now move on to the next skins. And that means a whole bunch of garage doors. Get a good look at this. Get a good look at all of this. Yes. We do, in fact, have a collection continuation. Then it's an armored door. It's some double doors, and that'll be that. Cool. So, first up, we got Mr. Dragvlad and Normavan with a very cool-looking garage door right here. And that looks awesome. I like the GIF right there. You can see how they slowly progressed in building up the design. So, let's get a good look at you. Now, what is that? Is that like a giant monster lady behind the garage door? Because she's got a gigantic eyeball. And who scratched it like that? Loads of questions I could ask, but I don't think I'm going to get a solid answer. But at the end of the day, look, listen, if you like that, if you think that looks cool, and if you'd like to see that potentially being accepted, please show your support. Please consider voting yes or no. And I should point out, there's no mentions of glow. It does not look like it glows in the dark, so just point it out. So, best of luck to you, Dragvlad and Mr. Normavan. Let's see what happens next. What do we have going on here? Brat Lord's Garage Door. Get a good look at this. Produced by Mad Polly. It's all gunky and oozy. It's like a drainage. I don't want to put my hands in there. But yeah, looks like it glows in the dark. Did you mention it glows in the dark, Mr. Mad Polly? I think you're supposed to do that. Make sure you do that. Either you put it here or you put it down here. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I think that's a rule. So make sure you do that. So yeah, fairly straightforward, but yucky looking garage door. Don't put your hand near it. Best of luck to you, Mr. Mad Polly. Let's move on to the next thing. Right, what do we have here? Illumination garage door produced by Mr. Confusion. Get a good look at this. Very bright. Yep. So it's all the nice LED lighting, the paneling, looking very nice there. Glows very brightly. If you really don't know where your base is, you should put a garage door like this up at night time. But then everybody will see your base. Oh, well, they probably will see it anyway. So anyway, cool idea. Fairly straightforward, but, sometimes things like this work out quite alright. If you're a fan of that, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Confusion. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have going on here? Toy Bricks Garage Door, produced by Alex Valera work. Alright then, I can't say no. So yeah, it's got like a Lego-y design. Or maybe we'll just have to say Mega Blocks or something. Something that won't annoy a certain Danish company. But yeah, get a look at this. Looking very cool. Looking very nice. Yes. So, are you a fan of this? Don't stand on it, it'll hurt your foot. Yeah, if you like what you see here, please by all means consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Alex Valera work. And then we have the Hades gears. So there's two of these. Shaft, Henon and Nui, for the past couple weeks, have been producing these Hades gears deployables. They have an orange version, they have a blue version. Which one's your favourite? By all means, please consider commenting, offer your opinions. But yeah, we've got the blue. We got the orange. Which one potentially do you like more? Well, at the end of the day, use the power of voting. Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you three, and let's see what potentially becomes of these skins. Because yeah, this is like the third deployable now. Yep. Sheet metal, large box, garage doors. So let's see what potentially comes of this. Best of luck to you three. Right, we have two versions of this Devil's Rose garage door. This is produced by GXT Face. Get a good look at this. This is the non-glowing version. Stands out quite nicely, ever so shiny. Over to here, we have the glow-in-the-dark version with the very ominous red circular feature right there. That's looking pretty cool. That's looking pretty nice. Do you like this? Are you a fan? Well, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, GXT Face. Let's see what becomes of this in the future. What do we have going on here? Mr. Bad Trip and Hulk. Well, we've got our phone cabin garage door right here. Looking pretty cool. Stands out quite nicely. Glows in the dark ever so much. Yep. Now, yeah. I wonder how much it costs to go in there. I'm not sure. You got any spare change? I'm just saying. Well, if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Right, now this is a collection continuation. It might not be super obvious, but once you notice who made the skin, it probably makes sense. It's Ducks. NeonStorage continuation. What do you mean? Well, of course, I'm sure many of you are well aware of the NeonStorage collection. Come on now, what's this? NeonStorage collection, which only consists of large boxes. Now, over the years, he's tried to think of different ways in which he could continue it. I mean, the straightforward answer was, why not produce some small boxes to accompany, these large boxes? Certain instances where, it makes sense to have a small box for meds and cards, some comps, some fuel. That makes sense, but they weren't accepted. Quite unfortunate. So his new idea right now is to try and see if he could probably get a garage door produced. Maybe we could get some garage doors in reference to types of rooms you might have and whatnot. So this is the very straightforward clan base up garage door, Do you have any ideas for what other types of designs he could do for other types of rooms you might need? Go to the comments. Tell him. Keep him informed, alright? So, let's go back over to here. If that were to be accepted, would all of these spike in spike in price? I don't think so. Number one, they're already expensive. If I were to look at these based on, price, can I look at the highest price one? Yeah, $40, then $25, then $22, then $17-ish, $14-ish, $12. They're already expensive. They're not going to dramatically rise up in price if we see a garage door being accepted. But if we do end up having like a NeonStorage garage door lineup and whatnot, that could work out very nicely. I think a lot of people would appreciate that. So it could work out that way, but based on what we already have, no, I don't think it's going to have a dramatic impact on the likes of those large boxes. They're already super in demand and super valuable. So, pat yourself on the back, Mr. Duck. That worked out very well for yourself. Let's see if this could potentially continue it. So, at the end of the day, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, sir. Next up, what do we have right here? It's the armoured door, and it is the Snowstorm armoured door, to be precise, produced by JJ. Pretty good. Very nice. It's definitely caked in snow. A nice look at that. Cool. So maybe some people would appreciate that as some form of camouflage in the Arctic areas, which probably wouldn't really work that much, but hey, at the end of the day, it's an attempt. So, if you like what you see, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, JJ. Do we have a second version? No, we don't. Okay, let's move on to the next skin then. Right, moving on to sheet metal double doors, we have Sills, the Club Double Door, which glows in the dark ever so nicely. You've got a lovely little neon design right here. It's ever so trendy looking, and over to here we have the orange version. So, we've got one that's like a bright pinkish red, and then we got one over there which is a bright orange. Which one's your favourite? Which one do you prefer? By all means, please comment below, tell me. So, pretty cool idea, and if you feel like, yeah, we could do some more sheet metal double doors after this year, well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Seal. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Next up for sheet metal double doors, we have a skin produced by So Cute and Diva Dan. Get a good look at this. It's the theatre double doors. Once you go in, you are going to appreciate some wonderful kino with your popped cones and maybe a little bit of ice cream. Yeah, you got the theatre sheet metal double door. Very nice, very cool. Nothing too crazy. 2 tickets for Kung Fu Panda 4, please. This is going to be so kino. Oh yes, indeed, exquisite. So if you like this, if you're a fan of that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. And what do we have for the last deployable skin of the week? We have a continuation. We have Tomb of the Octopus, sheet metal double door. Right, Tomb of the Octopus. How are you currently holding up? Well, so far we've had the likes of the we've had the sheet metal door, we've had the garage door. Now we're pushing towards the likes of sheet metal double doors. I was about to say the large box. We haven't had the large box. We didn't get the rug, unfortunately, either. But let's just quickly go remind ourselves of Tomb of the Octopus. Come on now, don't be scared. Come on. Okay, wow. So it's not showing. So if I go over to here, this will work. And okay, so the garage door has started to go down in price a fair bit. Sheet metal door, it's doing okay. They both didn't really sell excessively, crazily, but let's just quickly take a look at both of them because yes, potentially, we could be developing a proper deployable collection. Number one, there's only 15 listings of this skin right here. Over to here, Tomb of the Octopus garage door, please work for me, please, thank you, Steam, for finally helping me out. Right, 59 quantity. Look at the listings. Is it dramatically big, fat, and compact? No. 1, 2, 3, 1. This sold for $2.49. There's like 10 listings and it's back up to its rust price again. And lo and behold, if we were to see a brand new deployable skin being accepted in this set, I don't know, what might that be? Well, I wouldn't hazard a guess to assume that the garage door would probably get bought out and go back up in price again. Now, would it go to an absurd price to, I don't know, all the way up to $4 or something? Probably not, but it would go back up. It would go back up above its rust price. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. We do always tend to see these deployable skins definitely getting bought out if we do see more deployable skins being accepted. So, we shall see. It worked out all right for Shadowborn. Shadowborn did that numerous times, but this didn't sell as much. Not in comparison to Shadowborn at release, it did not sell as much as Shadowborn. but it's also comfy at the moment. As I said, these prices aren't ridiculously, like, they're not ridiculous, but it's working out quite nicely. Yes, this is down by 12%, but as I said, it's just 10 listings and it could easily go back up again. So yeah, I'm optimistic for the sheet metal door. If it were to be accepted, that would be nice. But overall, for sheet metal doors, considering we had 4 of them being accepted back in February, I kind of get the idea that Face Punch isn't super enthusiastic to want to go accept a whole lot more. Well, we'll see. You know, they sold nicely and they ended up all going back up in price. That was nice to see. But yeah, I mean, I'm not hating on this. Perfectly cool idea. He made a lovely piece of work here. The sinister octopus stares at you in the night. He knows what you did. So, yeah, at the end, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Himic. And yeah, I'm optimistic, but we probably should see if this actually works out quite right. We've had the large box and the rug already being skipped. Will this be the same? And will we potentially have a complete the sets? Maybe in about a few weeks' time, where we have a lot of candidates from this set that could be picked out for that. We shall see. But at the end of the day, as I said, please consider showing your support. Best of luck to you, Himic. And that, in fact, was the last deployable skin of the week. So, out of all of those skins that we've already just discussed and looked at, which one was your favourite? Which one do you reckon has a very good chance of potentially being accepted in an upcoming rush store? Feel free to comment below. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to move on to the likes of weapons and tools. We did that pretty quick, didn't we? That was good. I thought I was pretty fluid, straight to the point. I don't think we had that many deployables compared to previous weeks. But it was alright. Had a reasonable amount of continuations and whatnot. So, yeah, I feel like I'm going to showcase Micro's website every video now, just to get a quick glimpse at all the votes and whatnot. And let me rest assured that porcelain rug has a lot of support. So we'll be seeing that a little bit later on. Right, guys, so shall we jump in now and take a look at the likes of the weapons and tools? First up, we got a TNT satchel, we got Sinful Machete, and then we got some tools, and then we got some bows and a python. Alright, a couple of pythons. Let's go take a look at these then. First up, with the TNT satchel. This is produced by McQuarrie. Get a good look at this. Oh no, it's going to go boom. Oh dear, oh no, who would have guessed? But yes, very cool looking design. Nothing too crazy, but hey, it, perfectly describes what's going to happen. So if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, McQuarrie. Let's move on to the next skin. And what do we have going on here? Why, it's a very cool looking machete produced by Rupstar. Now, by default, when I first looked at it, without even looking at the name, I thought, oh yeah, it looks like a Counter-Strike Bowie knife. No, machete. It's got all of these red stains all over it. I'm not sure where all of these red stains came from. It's kind of scary, isn't it? Well, it perfectly describes what you should be doing with it. So if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes no. Best of luck to you, Rupstar. Just to quickly confirm, was this isolated by itself, or did it come in 2 versions? It's isolated by itself. Alright, cool. So if you're in the need for a new salvage sword skin, this might be the one. Best of luck to you, Rupstar. Right, cardboard. I believe this is actually a continuation. It's weird though, because there's like 3 different cardboard collections, and I've got to try and figure out which one's the right one. So, cardboard. Okay, which one is Little Rangers? Because that's Mishka's, right? And then we have... what's the second one? That one is Little Rangers. Right, here we go. I got it right. So, here we are. This is not much of a collection. We've only got the likes of the cardboard crossbow and the custom SMG. In the past, there was a pump shotgun, a hoodie and pants pair being produced. Wasn't accepted, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been like almost 2 years since we last had one of these skins being accepted. Well, now we've got 2 right here. We have the tools. So, you should go away. Sorry about that. Right, so yeah, we've got the cardboard hatchet. Get a good look at this. Nice and recycled. I'm not sure if it's going to be super great at cutting trees, but in terms of a nice creative design, that's pretty sweet. With all the tape all around it and whatnot, clever. I like it. You've done a very good job. What's that? Stapled together cardboard? That's even clever. I was about to say cleverer, but that's probably not a word. So, anyway, moving to the point. In terms of a creative and interesting design, yes, I'll give credit to Mr. Little Ranger right here. Very nice. Very cool. But if you're going to question me and say, Hedge, Is that going to cause the SMG and the crossbow to spike in demand and spike in price? Don't think so. When you see a collection that only consists of weapons and tools, by default, you would assume that it'd probably go down in price, all of it. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not going to be investing. At the end of the day, if you like this design, if you're a fan of it, and if you'd like to see this potentially being accepted, please consider voting yes or no on both pages. Best of luck to you, little ranger. Let's see what potentially happens in the future. Right, Eagle Eye Bow, produced by Mishkan Svonsberg. Get a good look at this. Very cool, nice, shiny design. You can see the eagle eye. Oh yes, you can see all the feathers. Oh, so exquisite. Look at that. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty cool. That is a nice looking design for a bow skin right there. And if you're a fan of this, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's see if that potentially works out quite all right. What do we have going on over here? We've got the Explosion of Colours Python produced by K. Vladimir and Mr. Hello. Get a good look at this. Guns Akimbo. Look at that. Oh, that's very colourful. Do you like colours? Yes. Which one's your favourite? Yes. Well, I've got the skin for you. I like all of the colours. Yes. An explosion of colours to be precise. So, if you like what you see, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, K. Vladimir and Mr. Hello. And a very nice light neon green. You know words, don't you? Neon green aim sight should be good for most environments. If you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Right. Oh, what's this? It's another Apocalypse Nomad skin. But this one happens to be a little bit special. What do you mean? Well, not special based on the collection, but I'm sure many of you are well aware. We have a special design feature with the likes of these Apocalypse Nomad skins. So if I quickly scroll over to here and take a look at this one, what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see... I've zoomed in too much. You know how that blackout python's very expensive? It's because of a certain feature based on the fact that, well, MDE removed the paneling. So let's go to quickly take a look at the likes of that. I want to go to blackout. And conveniently, it was right there. I want to go to the Python, and I want to show you this real quickly. So this Python right now, as you can see, is currently selling for about $11. I am correct. And if I go to the workshop page, the special reasoning is due to this. As you can see, it doesn't have much in the way. Well, looking at this, it doesn't even. It has even less. It has even less. Right, so Apocalypse Nomad. We are well aware that you are a pretty interesting collection based on the fact that all of the weapons that, that it consists of... Well, I've completely spelled... Apocalypse. There you go, Apocalypse Nomad. No, that one. So we had a pay-to-win aim sight on the M39, the AK, and the MP5. And they're all in the negative. Well, when it comes to fully automatics, you're probably spraying a lot more than aiming down, plus you're also probably using an aim sight and whatnot, so fair enough. Maybe you don't even care that much in regards to the aim sight. Maybe you're also using software to help you out and whatnot. So, at the end of the day, do you reckon that's going to immediately work out quite alright? Also, with this being accepted, would it cause these to spike in demand, spike in price? No. It's already down at the moment. It's unfortunate. You would honestly think this would have worked out all right, but no. People have their other methods in which they just don't seem to worry about these aim sights anymore. But the Python, well, with the blackout one being very, very valuable at the moment, would this follow suit? I don't know. Do you reckon the blackout pythons get most of the support based on the fact that it's a blackout skin? I have been discussing this quite a lot fairly recently, of the likes of that sap skin. You know, all of these blackout skins are in demand because it's a blackout collection skin. People like the blackout collection and therefore they must buy everything in the collection. Whereas when it comes to the likes of the Apocalypse Nomad, does it really have that same sort of support? Don't think so. So... yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The really funny thing is, they made a SAR not too long ago, and then recently they announced the SKS, and it was intended to come out with the Nomad pack, but it seems like they've made some changes. It might actually become its own independent weapon now, so I'll discuss that a little bit later, but maybe we might see the SAR now. Just point it out. Anyway, with the likes of this, I like it, I approve of it, following the themes of a very war-torn, damaged, battle-scarred weapon. Looking pretty cool, looking pretty sweet. And if you're a fan of that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Zed Skipper and Dark Schneider. That's a lot of words there. I would have read it. Dense. I hate you. Anyway, so I don't think it's going to boost the Apocalypse Nomad collection, but I can't help but assume, isolated by itself, it will be a very nice pickup. So, with that, we'll have to move on. What's next? We've got the likes of custom SMGs. We've got an MP5, some Thompsons. Then we got SARS. Then we got LR300s. And then we have some AKs. Now, I'm grabbing all of these now because we might have maintenance happening. So I'm going to grab all of these. And we'll hope we can look at all of them. Yeah, cool. So, next up, what do we have? Arcane, Custom SMG. This does not glow, but it's got a very nice bluish turquoise design to it. Stands out very nicely. Looking very, very nice. Produced by Lice, also referred to as Lysane, I believe. As you can see with this GIF, it does not glow. It's got a very nice pattern to it and whatnot. Looking pretty sweet, looking pretty cool. And if you're a fan of that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. I should point out, we have a second version. Now, no stock and stock. So this has stock, this has no stock. Understood. So yeah, just to reiterate, whilst the art piece that you see here stands out very nicely, it doesn't actually glow, right? So we got that understood. We understand. We got that. Very nice. Very cool. So if you're a fan of this, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Lice Saint. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Sorry, I should also close this as well. Sorry. Right, okay, next up, what do we have? Forged Thompson. Is that correct? No, we skipped ahead. So we have the pink MP5. It's pink. It's in your face. And maybe, just maybe, it might be the right skin for you. So if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. One thing I'll point out, Mr. Yorsis, if that's your name, aim down the sight, please. That's what we want most. You don't have an aim down the sight image. And you're supposed to do that with weapons. You're supposed to. I can't see anything there. I can't tell what the aim sight is. But with my best guess, it looks like it's a pink aim sight, which would make sense. So, at the end of the day, if you like what you see, I'm talking too quickly now, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Yorsis. Alright, now we can talk about the Forged Thompson. And we have a video. Right, so let's go make it 1080p. Let's go get a good look at this. Oh, ever so shiny. Sleek. I like the oil slick pattern as well. That's looking pretty nice. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy. Looking pretty nice. Produced by MDE. Looking to try and build up another collection, it seems. So, maybe he might be successful. Maybe not. Looks like that's got a white tip on the aim sight. Alright, that's looking pretty sweet. So if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, MDE. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have over here? Constructed Thompson. Well, look at that. That is looking pretty sweet. It's not Legos, it's like Meccano. You can see all like the little panellings that you had to nail down and twist in. And yeah, no, that looks pretty sweet. That looks awesome. I like this. It's like a build your own kit. That's exactly what the theme is. So, hey, are you a fan of this? Let's go quickly point out this is produced by Odyssey. So, if you like the design, if you like what you see, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Odyssey. Let's see if that potentially works out quite alright for you. Next up, what do we see? Bad Trip Thompson. But it's not made by Bad Trip. That's weird. Anyway, produced by Golden Dreamer and Alt Dust. Get a good look at this. That is pretty out there, isn't it? What's going on with his eyes? Well, I mean, it's unique. I'll give it that. Yep, pretty cool. Colourful. Yes. Aimed on the sight. No. Anyway, moving on. So, looks like it's got like a yellowish aim sight. I can't tell because he's not aiming down the sight. Please, gentlemen, please do it. You're supposed to do it. If you are making weapon skins, you have to show an aim down the sight image. Please consider doing that in the future. Right, so at the end of the day, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Right, what do we have going on here? Braided Shot Tsar, produced by Jessen. Get a good look at this. It's not cardboard, it's braided. It's like rope. It's hard to explain, but you know what I mean if you understand. Right, anyway, get a good look at that. Looking pretty cool. Looking pretty nice. Aim down the sight, aim down the sight, aim down the sight, aim down the sight, aim... Well, this is the best we can do, and it's just a standard same brown coloration, which I guess probably would be okay. Maybe not in the desert area, though. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this creativity, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Jessen. Right. Oh, thank you, Kavahu. An aim down the sight image, and a pretty useful aim down the sight right there with these extra little dots on the coloration to stand out even more. Yes, that's a lovely looking aim sight. This is the I'm Fine Tsar, produced by Kavahu. Get a Google that. I'm fine. You can vaguely see it written there. That's nice. Pretty fun, colourful design right there. Are you a fan? Do you like what you see? Do you need this in the game? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you for her, and you can even see how they slowly develop the idea. Oh, yep, very nice, very cool. I'm fine. I hope you are too. Right, now we're on to LR300s. Produced by Mr. McMahon, we have the Def Judge LR300. It's got skulls, it's got a strange pattern to it, it's got a name down the site image. Thank you so much, sir. So, if you like this, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. McMahon. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have going on here? Medusa's Gaze. This is produced by Dipsky. Get a good look at this. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty cool. If you stare at it too long, you probably turn to stone as well. So yeah, like half the weapon seemingly is turning to stone. Got a good looking name down the site image right there. Thank you very much, Mr. Dipsky. So, are you a fan of this? Do you like the design? Do you like it? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Dipsky. Let's see if that works out all right for you. Moving on, what do we have here? It's the LR300 Multi-Camo, produced by Kolodinsky and Holodno. Get a good look at this. Nice and colourful. Looking pretty sharp. Yes, yes, yes. Would it be quite noticeable from quite a distance away? That's questionable. Aimed on a sight. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. So, do you like this? Are you a fan? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Next up, we got the Atomic Steel, produced by Ted. Now, it looks like Ted's recently watched the Fallout TV show, and he was inspired, yes, and he wanted to make a Fallout-themed AK-47. Now, just to reiterate, that does not glow. That does not glow. It's just the texturing. That tricked me when I first saw it. But yeah, get a good look at this. Looking pretty cool, looking pretty sharp. Now, does it come with VATs? I'm just pointing that out. If it came with VATs, you probably would have sold me, but... Do you like it? Are you a fan? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Ted. Let's see how that potentially works out. Cool, 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 cool. Right. Plastic Arms AR, produced by RAF, R-A-F. Get a good look at that. What does that say? Bandit Blasters, made in Herpes. Oh, cool. Oh, nice. So yeah, it's like the old, it's like the little toy guns you might have with little green army men and whatnot. Aimed down the sight. Green, orange aim sight. Hedge, slow down. It's not a rush. Chill out. Enjoy the skins. I'm trying. Right, so yeah, pretty goofy idea, pretty silly. Are you a fan of that? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Ref. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Next up, what do we have? Styrofoam AK-47. It's pure white, and yet so soft on the hands. And if you scrape it, it makes that weird noise, and a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like it when you rub styrofoam together. Yeah, I don't. So, yeah, styrofoam, white. Probably good for the Arctic environments. Aim down a sight. What do we see? It's an aim sight that's grey. Okay, so all of it's white, but the aim sight is grey, if you can see that well enough. So, if you're a fan of that, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best, well, it looks like it's grey. Actually, might be white still. Might have just been the lighting. Well, we'll see, we'll see. Anyway, best of luck to you, NFL. Let's see if that potentially works out quite all right. Please consider voting yes or no. Let's move on to the next skin. What do we have going on here? MK Ultra, AK-47. You named your skin after that? Well, I mean, it's making you see weird things. Wow, okay. I guess we can see what this is, referencing. I mean, straight up. Alright then, so aim down the sight. What do we see? It's a red aim sight. Looking pretty sweet, looking pretty cool. So, if you're a fan of that, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, SEM. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Right, we have the Riot AK-47 version 2. It is a second attempt for Delari's AK-47. Now, actually, hang on a minute. Isn't this a continuation? Let me just quickly confirm that. I think we had a Riot skin before. Oh, it is! Right, okay, that's a mistake from Hedge. Let's go put... Oh, no, it's actually in position for it. Okay, sorry about that. It is in position to be discussed. Yeah, this is actually a continuation. Sorry about that, Delary. You really should have a collection down here pointing out that it's part of a collection. Just point it out. Helps me out, helps other people notice, because then people will be aware it's part of a collection, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Anyway, aim down the sight. Thank you very much. Light green aim sight, skull looking right at you, looking pretty sweet. Are you a fan of that? Well, please consider voting yes or no if you happen to like it. But I need to go ahead and take a look at that LR300, which unfortunately is an LR300, and apparently I own most of them. Damn. Right, so what's wrong? Basically, LR300's not exactly doing the best, and, I'll show you in a second. Come on now, look, I could just show you this. So anyway, gun demand is the issue. People don't want to use the weapon that much if it's just very low on the totem pole of usage, the meta and whatnot. I mean, well, look at that. You can clearly see people don't care about buying the skins and using the skins. Every single skin is down pretty bad. That one's being pumped, so don't worry about that. But the point is, yeah. Now, we might be getting some weapon changes. Ooh, what are you talking about? Well, we'll discuss that in a bit, but yeah. On the horizon, that could still work out quite all right. And, well... let's close that real quickly. Oh no, I'm trying to find it. Come on, please show yourself. Please show yourself. We're probably going through maintenance. Okay, at the end of the day, you know it's cheap, so we got the idea. With this, would it cause the LR300 to spike in demand, spike in price? I don't think so. It'll be a weapon-only collection then, and even then... So, at the end of the day, if you like what you see, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Delarai. Let's move on to the next skin. Right, here we have the Junkernaught AR, and just to point this out, we have the Junkernaught MP5 right here. Junkernaught MP5 was the first skin for this proposed collection, and with what we see there, it's not selling that much. I don't expect it to be doing a very good job in retaining its value. Just wanted to get that across real quickly. So, that happened, unfortunately. With what we see here, we have 3 different versions of the Junkernaught AR. This seems to be the standard version. Very cool looking design. Over to here, we got the stockless version. Looking very nice, thank you very much. And then over to here, with the stockless and low gloss. So apparently this is not very shiny, which would make sense, based on what it's trying to achieve, I guess. So, do you like the design? Are you a fan of that? By all means, please consider voting yes or no for whichever version you preferred. But in terms of, will that MP5 dramatically rise up in price with the AK being accepted literally the very next Rust or the Rust or after, who knows? But well, in terms of which one would it be accepted for, but in terms of would it cause this to cause the MP5 to spike in price? I highly doubt it. No, I don't think so. So personally, I'm just going to avoid that. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Fuff. Let's see how that potentially works out. What do we have going on here? Well, it's a Cell Shading version 2 AK-47. So of course, with the current Rust, we also have Cell Tier 2 that was recently accepted. I have to point this out. The skin creator broke their arm. That, I'm not joking, the skin creator posted on Twitter that they broke, I don't know how they did it, but they broke their arm, and we probably won't be seeing Tier 3 or Hodging Pants for a while, but we do have the AK, and I'll give it to them. Stands out quite nicely. The cell shading on it is very nice, ever so exquisite and beautiful, yes. So, they've broke their arm, they're probably not going to be able to make another skin for a good few weeks. Be prepared for that. Aim down the sight, what do we see? Whilst it's green, you do have these orange bits standing out quite nicely, so that should be pretty helpful. But yeah, would that cause the likes of this Tier 2 armour to spike in price? I think it would bring more interest to it. But I don't know, it's awkward because I'm very 50-50 with this set. I was really hoping to see some clothing and armour being produced this weekend, but they can't do it. They've got a broken hand. Now, maybe they're left-handed. Maybe things might still be all right. We shall see. We shall see. But at the end of the day, if you like this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Archeron, and let's see what potentially happens next. All right. First Aid M249. Right then. So, pretty cool. I'm going to heal people with bullets. Yes, stand still, everybody. I am here to help. Aim down the sight. What do we see? A useful red aim sight. Should be good. Looks pretty helpful. Right then, so, best of luck to you, Zinc and Gunya, gentlemen. Or ladies. I'm not sure if I have that many women watching me. If you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. And again, best of luck to these two. And then what do we have going on over here? We got the Wild Lily L96 produced by Mr. Verona. Very nice. Wood carved design. Stands out very nicely. Looks pretty cool. Don't need to worry about aiming down the sight in this because, of course, it doesn't. You can't change the colour of the aim sight in here. You could zoom in if you want to. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah. Are you a fan? Do you like what you see? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Verona. Let's see how that potentially turns out. And then for the final weapon/tool skin of the week, we have the Sulphur King Rocket Launcher version 2. Produced by Yopka and Lancy. You got a little gif here showcasing all of it. Stands out ever so nicely. Yes. So, welcome to the beach. Now that's just cruel. I really hope you're not blowing up people on the beach. That's just mean. They only just got there. So, yeah, do you like it? Are you a fan of that? Do you like what you see? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Yopka and Lancy, and let's see how this potentially turns out. And that is the final weapon/tool skin of the week. So, with all of that, which one was your most favourite skin? Which one do you reckon has a very good chance of potentially being accepted in an upcoming Rust Door? Feel free to comment below. And I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll move on to discussing the likes of the clothing and the armour. Right, let's just quickly take a look and see if we've got maintenance currently going on. Oh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't... Oh, it's still alive. All right, cool. I should quickly grab all of these whilst I have the time. I was a little bit worried. The Steam market stopped working, so I was under the impression that maybe it had started. But it seems I've just about managed to get this all prepared. So, lucky me, I guess. Lucky me. But yeah, still no confirmation in regards to that complete the sets. Just to bring that up to you. Still no confirmation, which would mean if there's no proper confirmation this Thursday with the May 4 swipe and the Rust store, I don't think it's happening this year. Or at least, you know, having one for May time. Maybe it might happen in June. We'll see. Right, gentlemen, shall we proceed and start talking about the likes of all the new clothing and armour pieces that were produced over the past weekend and as of Monday? And immediately we're jumping in, taking a look at Mr.Craboo leather gloves. So here's a bit of a trivia question. What was the most recent pair of leather glove skins to be accepted into Rust? Feel free to sit there and question that whilst I'm taking a look at this. So yeah, leather gloves, pretty nice, but might be a bit of a problem because we don't really see leather gloves being accepted anymore. And now I'll go over to here, and we'll see what the answer is. When were the most recent leather glove skins to be accepted? The answer is, it was the fish gloves back in 2021, 3 years ago. It just so happens to coincide with the release, or rather the introduction of Roadsign gloves. Ever since Roadsign gloves came out, they get all the skins now, leather gloves get nothing. Technically speaking, yes, they are separate items and whatnot, but for some reason, with many attempts that have happened, leather glove skins have been produced. Facepunch just doesn't want them. I can quickly show that to you right now if I could just quickly click this. Steam maintenance might have happened. Oh no, oh no, oh no, let's just stop that then. But just get the point, just to get the point across, yeah, we probably won't see that happen. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, let's go take a look at Mr.Craboo. Mr.Craboo! Alright, it's just called Craboo. Right. Unfortunate, but yeah, that's not holding up very well, is it? We recently just had that bandana and poncho, and look at it now, down 18%, down 23%. And the boonie hat, well, you sold a lot, didn't you? Will a pair of leather gloves potentially fix all of that? Doesn't seem to be very in demand, does it? I'm personally going to take a step away from that, but it would be nice to see. Now, there's one little criticism. He should have made these look more like crab claws. It would have made sense. It would have made sense. Come on now. Anyway, it's a continuation of a primitive set. If you like what you see, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. VHS, tonight. Let's see how that potentially turns out. Next up, what do we have right here? It is the Skullforce Burlap shirt version 2 with the likes of the pants as well. So the top is, the standard brighter brown colours, the light brown colours, but the pants are now black, which I guess would be a nice little contrast. I guess it works. It's different compared to the previous version. So, hey, do you like that? Do you like the style change? Are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sean, Mick, and Ari Spectre. But yeah, let's go take a look at the Skullforce set now, because, of course, we had the bandana, the poncho, and AKSR. How are you looking? Well, not very pretty, unfortunately. But, to see more primitive skins being accepted, I'd welcome it, and I'd definitely know it'd help out these two. It wouldn't really help out the AK and the SAR, but definitely these two. Primitive skins getting continuations do lead to a nice little bump in demand, bump in price. So, that's looking optimistic, that's looking pretty sweet, but we have to see if this actually gets accepted. So, are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two, and yes, I am optimistic. If that does get accepted, I do expect the likes of the poncho and the bandana to spike in demand and spike in price. Right, moving on to next skins. We've got some very weird lineup. We got a very strange lineup of transparent skins. Prepare yourself. Right, I'm going to the Masquerade Ball and I'm going to look ever so pretty with my mask on. Yes, we've got the Masquerade mask. This is the black version. Over to here we have the white version. Pick whichever one you like most and comment below. But yeah, this is produced by Soullight. Something different, I will give it that. I just don't think it's going to be allowed. So that technically is a balaclava. Look at all the transparency that's been utilised there. I'm not sure if Facepunch is that lenient with that amount of transparency anymore. You might remember Nerd Glasses. It wasn't the most spectacular looking skin, but back then, 7 or so years ago, they'd allow such a thing as this. Now I'm not so much sure, but at the end of the day, if you like it, if you want to see that potentially being accepted, by all means, please show your support. Please consider voting yes or no for whichever version you like most, and best of luck to you, Soullight. Right, here we go. Chainmail, Armour, Burlap, Headwrap. I do believe this is a collection continuation. Produced by Legacy, if we can just go back. Chainmail. Right, this might be a bit awkward because I know there's like an actual skin called Chainmail, but we're looking for the Chainmail poncho, and this was in fact produced by Legacy. Right, so back during that period of time where we suddenly start seeing a ton of poncho skins being accepted, and let me just take you back to the past. Hi, poncho. There's that period of time where we got the first poncho skin being accepted after what, like a few years? Yeah. And then suddenly everybody decides to make a poncho skin. Facepunch felt the need to keep accepting poncho skins, and now we have too many poncho skins, I guess you could say. Anyway, that was like the third one. And it didn't really sell that much compared to the previous two from this period of time, but then many more followed it, and yeah. So that didn't really do a very good from retaining its value. It went down from $2 to 80 cents. However, as we just talked about in regards to the likes of the Skullforce set, if you were to see a continuation, right, you can't help but assume that the primitive skins, you know, the pre-existing ones, will spike in price. Now, it obviously goes perfectly with the poncho. That looks awesome. That looks great. And I think a lot of people will be appreciating that. At the very least, role players, for sure. I am the knight. I am here to save you. You know, he just needs like a lance. Oh, that'd be a pretty cool idea if it could be pulled off. A long sword that's actually a lance. Then we can do jousting. Aha. So anyway, do you like this? Are you a fan? By all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Legacy. And yeah, I would lean into the idea... Oh, I don't have it now. With what we just saw with the likes of the poncho, I would expect the poncho to have a bit of a bump in demand and a bump in price. So if you're feeling optimistic about that, feel free to consider investing into it. Next up, oh... I laughed when I first saw it as well. But yeah, I wasn't prepared. I forgot it was coming up next. So, Gold Chains is continuing with a burlap head wrap. More specifically, a hairstyle. Look at that. Are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Well, we've got the Gold Chains burlap head wrap. It is quite stylish, golden, and, well, let's just quickly remind you of the poncho. Poncho came out last week, and that did about 27,000 sales. Now, with its current position, it's actually starting to dip down in price. There was an attempt to continue it last week with a rug, which didn't exactly look super great, and it didn't have a lot of support behind it based on the votes and whatnot. But with what we see here, $3, not too bad, sticking around its rush door price. Buy orders, kind of close, not too bad. It's done a pretty good job of retaining its value as of now. And it's not like these skin creators aren't trying to get more skins accepted. So, just to point out, this is version 1. Version 1 comes with an extra necklace, and then version 2 comes without. But if we get the version 1, you'll be able to have the poncho with it as well. So you'd have the gold chain hair, the gold necklace, and then the big gold chain all around. And I can't remember who said it. They need to go make some leather gloves that also have gold chains in them. Like, just make it all transparent, but just gold chains. That's an idea for you skin creators. But yeah, if we were to see that being accepted, with the poncho potentially spike in demand, spike in price, I can't help but assume it would actually go up in price. I know a lot of people looked at that and thought it was really funny and bought it, and well, they did appreciate it. I still can't help but assume a lot of people bought this in excess, assuming it was going to be a nice investment. We have quite a lot of these in circulation. As of now, it's not looking it's okay. It's okay. But I can't help but assume we'll be seeing a lot more of them potentially in the near future appearing on the Steam market. So, yeah. Give it around like October time, you'll probably see this down pretty bad. But if we do get those continuations, it would probably alleviate that potential problem, and could still very much go up in price. So, do you like this? Do you think it's goofy? Look, at the end of the day, it's goofy. But, you know, doesn't hurt to have some goofy skins every now and then. So, yeah, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. And yeah, I do think the poncho could work out very nicely if either of these were to be accepted. See, here's the thing. What do they do next? What would you consider? A hoodie or some burlap clothing that has yet another chain as well? Let's get excessive. Yeah. So, best of luck to you two. Let's move on to the next skin. Right, we have Wait, did I accidentally delete? No, sorry. Okay. Now we have the Inui Snow Bandana and Poncho produced by Cowden. I'm not actually... No, it's Cowden. Sorry about that. So, venture into the snow in your super cozy Inui snow poncho. Now, am I pronouncing that correctly? Inuit? Was it Inuit? I don't know. Sorry about that. But yeah, comfy. Looking pretty cool. Got a bit of snow all over him. Yeah, that's expected. But he's nice and comfy and warm. And if you like that, if you approve of this design, well, please consider that a yes or no. Best of luck to you, Kaiden. Let's move on to the next skins. Okay, so we talking about that poncho, the gold chains poncho. Sky Noise and UIG, I don't know how to pronounce this. UIUGMK. Sorry about that. I don't know how to pronounce it. They thought, hey, we could do something very similar. We could probably do something a little bit more prettier. We got the Hawaiian lei. What's how do you pronounce it? It's lei. Hawaiian flower lei. You know, it's the flower necklace. You go to Hawaii, they give you that. Oh, cool. Very nice. Very cool. So, yeah, that's looking pretty interesting. That's looking pretty nice. And, well, do you reckon that's a little bit more appealing compared to the gold chain? I'm probably sure it'd still have the same problems where if you look at it at a certain angle, it looks like it's invisible. You can't help that, you know. It's not like they can colour in the opposite sides. But at the end of the day, it's another creative design for a poncho. Does that look like a poncho to you? Not really, no. But hey, we had gold chains being accepted, and other skin creators took notice, and they thought, well, we could probably do something very similar. So, at the end of the day, if you like it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's move on to the next skin. Royal Chain Balaclava, which is accompanied with a poncho. So, talk about role players earlier. We have the proper role player setup right here. Good look at that. That's looking pretty interesting. That's looking pretty sweet. Got a lovely little crown right there. Looking cool. So yeah, more transparency, interesting designs. Are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Well, by all means, please consider voting yes or no for both the balaclava and the poncho. Best of luck to you, Voodoo. Let's see if this could be your first ever skin to be accepted. Let's see. Next up, what do we have? Another crown. It's very weird how we got some very similar designs this week, but yeah, crown bucket helmet. So this is a bucket helmet with all this transparency, and to reiterate, when was the last bucket helmet skin to be accepted? Was it the KFC knockoff one? I think it is. Bucket helmet, please. Yeah, it was Secret Recipe bucket helmet. And then, yeah, so that was the first one to be accepted after 5 years, and after that, 2 years later, we still haven't had another one. So maybe, just maybe, we might have this crown-themed one. What do you reckon? Are you a fan of that? Do you like what you see? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Wagan, Mr. WAGAN. Let's see if that works out all right. So, moving on to next skin, what do we see? Banana Leaf, Hide Halterneck, and Hide Skirt. So, Banana Leaf, do you remember this? I believe we had a poncho and a bandana. Let's go remind ourselves. Yep. So that came out, when was that? Wasn't that like Most Wanted? I think that was Most Wanted. Yeah. Most Wanted in August, about 6 months ago. We had Banana Leaf, poncho and bandana. Very nice, very cool. And now we've got a continuation being produced, or rather a version 2. Because if you can remember, these were produced just afterwards. Now, we don't have that many hide halternecks and skirt skins, do we? I do believe we literally only have 3 of each. So, that might be an interesting potential thing to see. But I've got to point this out. I can't remember. Can you have a poncho over hide halternecks and skirts? I think so. We'll see. But role players, maybe they'd appreciate something like that. We'll see. Would this spike in demand, spike in price? I think it would spike in demand initially with a bit of a buyout. I just don't think it'll last very long. But it's nice to see an attempt for a continuation again. Let's see if that works out. And maybe in the future we might have some burlap again. You know, burlap couldn't hurt. We'll see. Anyway. With what we see here, if you like it, if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Multi-R, Hat, Boris and Damned In. Let's see how this potentially turns out in the future. Right then, T-shirt pun. I don't get this. I don't get it. What's the pun? I don't see it. A T-shirt from the collection like a character's underpants. Okay, bingo, I'll roll with that, I guess. It's apparently supposed to be in theme with the pants. Is that the right name? I don't know. It's a great t-shirt, guys. Cool. So, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, bingo. Right, what do we have going on here? Bandidos, hoodie and pants. This is produced by Emperor. Get a good look at that. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty cool. Might want to put some pants on, sir. Put some pants on, sir. Please. Right, so... okay. Oh, he censored himself just perfectly right there. So, yep. If you like this, if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Emperor. What do we have going on here? X-Ray hoodie and pants produced by Shedmon. Get a good look at this. You can see all his interiors. Oh, wow. That's looking pretty sweet. That's looking pretty cool. So, yeah. That's looking pretty nice. What do you reckon? Do you want to be able to see your skeleton all the time. Sorry, I meant to click over to here. Well, it's a nifty idea, and if you like it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Shedmon. Thanks to flexible displays on your clothing and incessant low dose of radiation, you can always control the location of unnecessary objects in your body. Uh-oh, I'm worried to see what's in the back. Alright, no toy trucks or anything. That's good. Alright, so best of luck to you, Shedmon. Let's move on to the next one. Right, what do we have going on here? Caravan hoodie and pants produced by Oasis and Schumer. Let's get a good look at this. Right. Cool. So I believe this is a continuation of the hat. Yep, the head wrap. Do you remember this from last week? So this hasn't been accepted, but they're trying to build up some sort of like nomadic trader design, and I should not have clicked that because the maintenance is going on. Whoopsie. So that's pretty cool. That's nice. You can clearly see it's supposed to go with that. Very nice. Very cool. If you're a fan of this, please, by all means, consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Role players, you probably very much would like that, wouldn't you? What do we have going on here, Mr. Milho Frito? Why, is that some gloves and some boots? Well, are they just as shiny as all the previous skins from this set? Let's go find out. So, nice and shiny gloves. Very nice. Pet the rock. It's a good rock. Can we get a look at those booties as well? Oh, yes. Get a good look at that. Those exquisite looking, shiny looking booties. Look at those booties. How could you say no? Right, so far we've had the likes of the hoodie and the pants. We've had the likes of the tier 3 armour. What do you reckon could happen next? Well, we do see boots and gloves being accepted after, you know, core pieces and whatnot. So let's go back over to here. Here we are, Chameleon. And yeah, you would expect boots and gloves to boost up the likes of the core pieces. It's not as big with core pieces, or compared to core pieces, but you still see like spikes in demand, spikes in price. Now, the clothing that we have right here is not selling that much. I don't think people are big fans about the hoodie and pants at the moment. And, well, this is also weird. If you might recall, I looked at this in my 48-hour analysis, both of these skins were behaving very weirdly. People were dumping, people unloading their stock, and the prices weren't exactly super great. So if we quickly go to here, yeah, this is currently sitting at $1.84 when it's sold for $2 in the Rust store. Now, again, it's just free listings below its Rust store, and it's still very thin. If I look over to here, this was going down pretty bad. Now it seems to have done a bit of a 180 and gone back in the opposite direction, which is a bit odd. It's a bit odd, but hey, at the end of the day, if we do see the likes of those boots and gloves being accepted, yes, I would expect the tier 3 to work out quite alright, and I would expect the hoodie and pants to work out quite alright. But I'm a bit worried about these two because they're selling quite a fair bit less compared to these two. Is it because of demand? Is it because people don't like it? We'll have to discuss that again tomorrow, because of course both of those skins are abnormal, and I'll be doing my abnormal Bardo stream tomorrow. So feel free to pop in there, and of course look at the links in my description to get my socials. Of course, look for my Twitch links. So anyway, with what we're focusing here, the gloves, the boots, I'd welcome it. I'd like to see it, and I think it'll pair up very nicely with what we currently have. And on the horizon, we'll await the likes of the tier 2 armor. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Milho Frito and Sakati Similias. If you happen to like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Right then, so Norseman, helmet, vest, and kilt. We got the tier 2 armor. Right, so, Chameleon, Yanlar, I think you've rushed this out too quickly. You have a problem now. Your clothing and armor is now competing with each other. You shouldn't have done that. You should have waited a week or two and then released this. It's up to you, but hey, you wanted to get it all out. Fair enough, that's fine. So we have Norseman Tier 2 right here, and well, we discussed this last week when we discussed the likes of what we had over here with the Norseman stuff. It's currently doing okay, but here's the point I'm trying to get across. Last week we had the hoodie and pants being submitted, so we'll see if either one of them gets accepted. We shall see, we shall see. Maybe it's going to be this next Rust store, maybe it's the next Rust store after that. We shall see, but anyway, they are competing with each other for a spot now in the Rust store. And that might not work out very well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If either of these get accepted, that tier 3 armor is going to spike on demand and spike on price. Will it go up super high? Probably not, but will it go up? Yes, it would. Now, we'll see how much will be happening in regards to that, but yeah, when a new core piece is accepted, core pieces are referred to as hoodie and pants, tier 2 armor and tier 3 armor. If we already have a pre-existing piece, of course we've got tier 3 there, yeah, any new core piece is going to cause that to spike on demand, spike on price. It is the way that Rust works. So that's looking optimistic. If you like this, get a quick look at the skins. Get a good look at that. Are you a fan of that? Do you like the design? Do you like it? Do you think it looks very Nordic? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Chameleon and Yenla. Let's see if this works out quite all right. Right, then we got Pitbull Tier 3. Oh, he's a sinister looking dog, right, this one. Oh, yeah. Right, so, yeah, it's a dog-themed Tier 3. And he does not look very happy, does he? He's got some very sharp canines right there. You might lose a hand if you try and pet him. I'm just going to point that out. So this is produced by Sepesh. Let's see if this works out all right for you, buddy. Alright, so if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes and no. Best of luck to you, Sepesh. Let's see how that potentially works out in the future. Cool. And for the final skin of all the skins, of all the clothing and armour and all the skins of this week, we have Metal Tier 3 Prototype 7164. So, we have only seen weapon skins so far for Prototype 7164. Let's get a good look at this. We've had the AK, we've had the SAR, and they are not holding up very well. Down to 96 cents, down to $1.07. That sold for $3, that sold for $2.49. They have not held up well, but that's because it only consists of weapons. But on the horizon, could we have this Tier 3 armour being accepted? Could that potentially help out both of these? Now, I do think both of these would probably have a bit of a spike in demand, but I don't think it'll last forever. But at the very least, I don't imagine that'll be less than $1 from then on, and that probably will do a little bit better. But let's actually look at this Tier 3 armour. So, I don't think everybody appreciated the weapons. Fair enough. But do you like what you see here? All the wires sticking out and whatnot. Am I a robot? Oh no. We are robots. I don't, maybe like androids or something, but or cyborgs. But yeah, you get the idea. So, okay, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. And, well, do you reckon that might potentially be accepted? Do you reckon we might potentially have a brand new collection on the horizon? Feel free to consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. 19J and 34633. But in terms of those weapon skins that we just saw, I don't think that's going to cause them to spike in price forever. I think they'll do better, but better doesn't necessarily mean huge profits. Better means maybe it goes up by about 10 or 20 cents. Is it worth it then? We'll see. At the end of the day, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. And that just so happens to be the final skins out of all the clothing and armour. So, out of all of those, please consider commenting which one, or which pair, or which group was your most favourite pieces of clothing and armour from this week. Which ones do you reckon have the very best chance of potentially being accepted with an upcoming rush store? And out of all of the skins this week, which ones were your favourites? Which ones do you reckon have a very good chance of potentially being accepted in the future? Right, so let's just cover some situations that have been occurring in the background. Right, so first thing I want to talk about, we are aware of some certain interesting looking Twitch drops that have been submitted. MP LOL, Iron Mouse, and QT Cinderella. These are people that don't really play Rust that much. In fact, they only have ever played when they had those special OTV events taking place. Now, if you aren't fully well aware, in the recent Face Punch blog, the recent community Face Punch blog, they reference that we are going to get some Twitch drops soon. Soon. How long is soon? Don't know. But I'm thinking this is all aligning to around June time. So we are also going to quickly hop over to the likes of Twitter. Of course, tomorrow... No, what's day? It's going to be Thursday. I've completely forgotten where I am and what I'm doing. On Thursday, it's going to be May 4th Swipe. We're going to have a proper update. We're going to have some changes, some tweaks, some interesting looking things. But I've had a video discussing this. We're expecting some gunplay changes. They have been mentioned already. We can go to the commits right now and see they've produced some changes for the likes of Custom SMG. Custom SMG is getting a buff. LR300 looks like it's getting a buff. Even the SAR, funnily enough, even the SAR and the SAP. So they seemingly are getting a bit of a buff. But I don't think that's going to be out for this May 4th Swipe. I think it's lining up for June. So this has got me thinking, I get the feeling we're probably going to have something happening either later on in May or probably around June 4th Swipe. And I've already produced a video talking about that, you can't say no. You cannot say no. You can sit there and say as much as you want, oh, I don't need that, I don't want that, I hate anime. You do not have the strong enough willpower to not say it. Not get it, not grab it, not use it. You're going to use it. Oh, yes, you are. Anyway, it references both MPLOL and SFan there. So I'm guessing that they're both going to take part. Then, of course, Iron Mouse. She only ever played during that period of time when OTV was really huge with Rust. Early 2021. Like, very early, okay? I'm under the impression Face Punch has quite literally approached these people and saying, we want to do some sort of special event, would you like to take part? They probably said yes, and then they had to discuss getting a skin made for them. And when you see it's Y9J and Bad Trip and Duck, yeah, these are the people that probably got recommended to approach to make the skins for them and whatnot. It's not surprising, and it's happened in the past. So I'm very much under the impression that these are definitely going to be Twitch drops, because like I said, why would these 3 people out of nowhere just randomly have skins prepared? It's happening. Come on now, think logically. So I'm under the impression, with a 2-year anniversary since the combat update, we'll have, again, another batch of changes to the weapon skins. So back over to here, looking at the commits. If I scroll down here, you can see, actually, if I refresh, has anything new appeared? No, okay. So, yeah, custom SMG is getting a bit of a buff. Holosights are changing, thinner holosights, reduced SAP aim cone, reduced SAR aim cone, LR300 getting some changes there. That's looking pretty sweet. And I get the feeling that's going to slowly build up more and more and more over the course of May, leading up to June. And I am under the impression that we're going to have some sort of special event during June, which, of course, it's going to have those streamers taking part. So it's not going to be like people who have submitted their own Twitch drops. Rather, it looks like it's been something that's been organised and prepared before by Facepunch themselves. So just to repeat, in the past, if I go back a good couple years, have I gone too far back? No, I haven't gone back far enough. Take me back further. Yep, here we are. So June. Oh no, I have gone too far back. Oh wait, okay. Hedge, why don't you just do it this way? Click the top right. 2022 June. Here we are. Combat update. Do you remember when this came out? Yeah, it was called the combat update. Certain weapons had changes to their recoils and whatnot. Some weapons got buffed, some weapons got nerfed, and their skins went down real bad. This is something we had to anticipate in the near future and whatnot, so be prepared for something like this. That's cool, that's nice. Yeah, so I get the feeling 2 years later, for June 4 Swipe 2024, we're going to have something very similar happening all over again. We shall see, we shall see. And on that anniversary, we'll probably have some Twitch drops coming out with it. Cool. So we got that all nice and established. What else needs to be talked about? I referenced the SKS earlier, so let's go over to here. There has been some sort of change. Now, when people saw this SKS, it was originally intended to be a SAR skin. And the only way you could get it is if you have the Nomad Hazmat Suit DLC, which is a general skin in the Rust store. So if you already owned it, you would have got that for free. Now, after people have kind of complained a lot, saying, you put all this effort in to making this weapon, and it looks good, it sounds good, it's awesome, go look up some videos to listen to it and whatnot and see how, you know, it's utilised. People have said, why not just have that as an actual gun in the game? And now Facepunch are actually considering it, apparently. So, more words. It was always supposed to be a skin. It was supposed to go with the Nomad Hazzy skin when we released that, but it didn't make the cut. It's being added retroactively if you already own the Nomad. But if I could just pop out of here, this is now paused and it's pushed back. They want to think in it. That very likely might now become its own like weapon, which is cool, and that's fine. And maybe the SAR gets nerfed. This takes place of the SAR. And so you have it like SAR, and then the SKS, and then M39. And that's fine, you know, nice progression. You have it with the handguns, Revolver, SAP, and Python. We'll see. I mean, you might want to incorporate the Yoka there. No, shut up. Okay, cool. So you got that all talked about. What else needs to be addressed? We do not currently fully know. Oh, yeah, that was another Twitch drop. I discussed that in my chat today. Maybe that gets picked out. We do not fully know yet if we're definitely going to complete the sets. As I said, I mentioned it earlier, in regards to complete the sets, if it rolls over to the May 4 swipe and yet still nothing has happened, like nothing's been said, I just don't think it's happening this year then. Or at least an early complete the sets in 2024. I still expect one to happen around September, August time, something around then. So if we don't get any mentions on, well, with that blog post for the May 4 swipe, yeah, it's most likely going to be TGG mentioning it to the likes of the skin creators if it were to happen, but he doesn't even know yet at the moment, so we don't know. It's probably not happening. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that's been said. I think I've covered everything that I needed to say. I believe I have. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at Micro's website. So we showcased all the skins off today. Quick refresh, scroll down, okay, yep, here we are. So, what I want to do now is show you the top scoring skins, and Porcelain Rug is so Its upvote to downvote ratio is ridiculous. 3.21. Loads of people want that porcelain rug. Scroll down a little bit, you got the Twitch drop there, you got the sheet metal base box, you got the likes of Chameleon gloves, you got Game Over. That was actually a skin from the past week, that was very late, so we're not going to consider that. Too many Octopus sheet metal double door, that's alright. So yeah, if you're not fully aware of what score is an amalgamation of the upvotes, downvotes, favourites, the views, it's all of that. So porcelain rug is getting a lot of support. Let's see if it actually gets accepted. Now we could also look at these skins based on upvotes, and of course the Twitch drop is getting a lot of attention. Porcelain rug is third. Then we've got the likes of, well, that was accepted previous week. It drops off quite a fair bit, but upvote downvote ratio, that porcelain rug is ridiculous. And sheet metal base box is also doing very well for itself as well. Necronomicon Satchel Charge. Oh, right, this is someone who's completely new. I'll give it a quick look now. But yeah, I only follow people who are consistent and, you know, constantly keep producing skins, and I'm producing them of the quality standard. At the very least, Mr. Vault Illusion, I'll give it that. That is awesome. That is amazing. But I've never heard of you before. Where have you come from? Well, it looks like you're fairly newish, so maybe that's someone you should probably keep an eye on. Uh-oh. Right, well, we've saw too much. So, there you have it. Cool. So if you ever want to know Micro's website, it should be linked in the description as well. Micro522.com. I did not expect that. Okay, that is this batch of Rust Workshop skin checks. I hope it was enjoyable. Like I said, if I happen to have missed your skin, like I said, I can only follow so many skin creators. There's a max cap of 250, so I only want to keep an eye on for people who are consistently putting out quality works consistently. I've had many people in the past say, Hedge, why haven't you followed me or shown my skin? Well, it just so happened to be the same people that make 2 skins and then completely disappear off the face of the earth. So yeah, those are my rules. I had to be consistent and fairly strict. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Have a lovely day. Keep an eye out for that May 4 swipe. Keep your ears open if we're going to have potential complete the sets. You get the idea by now. So yeah, catch you later. See you, goodbye.